Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Leprechaun 3. Well, also welcome to Vegas, where the odds are you won't leave alive.
Directed by Brian Trenchard-Smith, starring Warwick Davis, John Gatins, and Carolyn Williams, Leprechaun's back, and this time he's in Vegas. He's looking to win big and get that gold, and everyone else wants it. So what did we like?
This film takes place in Vegas.
Lovely golden palaces, completely full of riches. I'll rip them off and rob them blind, those dirty sons of bitches.
And the Leprechaun's all about like luck and the gold coins and the money and the chances and survival. That's what Vegas is about. Really brings it home.
I love the Vegas aspect because there's a lot of things for him to play with. There's magicians, there's gambling, and then you got like scummy mobsters and pawn shops even. There's just a ton of shit in this movie that he hasn't really explored yet.
In Vegas, you expect to see like all sorts of characters. So like him walking around, everyone just like, hey, like look at that short man over there. Like he needs some dermatologist because look at his skin.
It may as well have just been another Elvis impersonator, which we do have.
I really like him, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
This is also the movie that really took the Leprechaun series from kind of a somewhat serious horror film and pushed it over the top. Like, this is the entry into the Leprechauns in space and to the hoods. When he goes to Vegas, shit got wild, and what happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas.
I thought they really did a good job transitioning into that, because right off the bat, we get him fighting the pawn store owner. He's biting toes off, biting ears off, so we get that real nice gore. But then the whole fight between the two of them, it's just funny, and it doesn't take itself too seriously.
The Leprechaun in this movie was actually really fun because he was rhyming, like, consistently.
They should have been willing to give me shilling, but I've done well by sending them to hell.
He's funny. He's vicious. He gets new outfits here and there, but his personality and the way he is, it's the same, and that's what I like about it.
His makeup still on point. We say it every film, but it's definitely worth noting as a standalone review. The Leprechaun's makeup is some of the best makeup in like 90s horror.
This film had a really small cast of characters. There was a good core group of people who were dealing with these situations, and it wasn't like they were just like one-off kills. Like, we actually got to know each character, whether they were good or bad. They were well developed, and I enjoyed all of them. I really liked Fazio's character more than anyone, just because he was so over the top.
Fazio!
Of course, the casino won't allow me to use a real bunny.
We also had some nudity, not a ton, a little bit of nudity, but it also came with some hilarious moments because there are great kills in this movie. So we're gonna go into our favorite kills. I'm gonna start off with Loretta, who is played by Carolyn Williams, and she's envious of the magician's assistant, Tammy. So when she makes her wish, she wants to wish for her 20-year-old body. And everything's going great because she's looking nice. I mean, I think she was looking nice before, to be honest, even though she was a little more frumpy. Anyway, the Leprechaun has to step in and ruin it for everybody. He just kind of plumped up her boobs a little bit. Gave her a little more voluptuality to him. I don't know if that's a word. And then he looked at those lips and said, you know, you could add a little bit more here. And then the butt, got a Kardashian that shit. So pop that booty out a little bit, looking like the finest duck I ever seen. And then she blows up.
Now that was quite a load to have to explode. What a lovely lass. I had to blow up your ass, but now I must hit the road.
This is probably my most favorite kill in the entire Leprechaun series, and that's Mitch's death. He's just watching TV. It's one of those infomercial ads, and like this girl comes out of the TV who's topless, and she wants to have sex with him. Then you see the Leprechaun doing these hilarious infomercials, but the finishing touch is when the Leprechaun comes out of the TV and this babe turns into a bot. And that was the cheesiest robot I've ever seen in my life. He gets electrocuted, not the best death. I remember seeing it for the first time, and seeing it today, still love it.
I liked the death of Fazio. He finally is the magician that he wants to be. Everyone's loving him. And then the Leprechaun comes in there to ruin it. He ends up putting him in one of those boxes where the magician cuts him in half, but this time, he's gonna use a chainsaw. The Leprechaun's standing up there with the chainsaw, and he asks the audience, what should I do? And the audience says, yay! And Fabio's sitting there going, no! Just like yelling. And then the Leprechaun gets down and just cuts him in half. You see blood like leaking out of this box. And then as a final act, he opens up the box and everyone gets to see Fabio's guts fall right out. So I know there wasn't much. Well, what didn't we like about this film? For the budget this film had, I didn't feel like it was trying to be campy, but in their moments there were. Like we would see like wires where the actor was hanging down.
Especially Warwick standing on things. That's my favorite. He was like grabbing onto some guy's arm or something. And you can see him standing on a tray. So there's obviously something holding him up, and it's just like really awkward. Although they do make it up when we were bitching about that. And then he finally was just on some kind of like gurney bed, and they just like push him down the hall, and he just turns around and flips the bird.
I was really disappointed in how Scott and the Leprechaun had their showdown. They built this up that he was going to be like another Leprechaun, and I felt that they didn't have the proper showdown that they could have had. There was the struggle, but not enough of him fully transforming that. I think I just really wanted like a mini Scott. Like something like that. Like I really wanted another Leprechaun.
Like they showed off Scott has magic powers, so I wanted to see one-on-one, both using magic to fight each other, but it's not what we got.
I would have either liked that or none of the other Leprechaun business. Like one Leprechaun's fine. I thought it was cheesy as all hell. And I know this movie is cheesy, but it's like too stupid. Like he has these stupid sideburns, he's turning green, and that whole side story of him turning into a leprechaun, it was stupid. And I don't think I liked it. Maybe if the full transition happened, because it'd be a little more funny, we'd have like basically Warwick Davis versus Warwick Davis.
A lucky sign. The golden side will soon be mine.
As much as I love Fazio's character, I felt the music for his act did not fit his character at all. I wanted Job from Arrested Development, like that kind of music. The final countdown should have been playing every time he went out for his act. That would have made that.
You're criticizing the music of the magician in a Leprechaun movie?
Yes.
That's what you're doing?
Yes, I am.
Nobody's gonna take it serious. I thought the buckle on his hat was slightly too tarnished.
Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
Leprechaun 3 is a fun movie because this is where Leprechaun transitions into the most ridiculous version of himself, and I like this movie for that. However, I'm not sure that I love the movie because it's a little poorly paced and awkwardly edited, but it was a fun time. We also had over-the-top kills, and I just really like the Vegas atmosphere because there's so much to play with. However, they could have played with it a little bit more, I think. So I'm gonna give this 3 hot-ass babes blowing dice out of 5.
I thought Leprechaun 3 was a great addition to Leprechaun series. I thought Vegas was a great choice, and I can't wait to see where they go next.
It's space.
And just every single character, they felt like they belonged there. We get all the employees. It was like, I like how they revolved around a magic deck and around the floor of a casino where there's lots of gambling and stuff going on. Other than little nitpicky things like seeing wires and the makeup, I think they did a great job. So with that said, I'm gonna give this 4 leprechaun pelvis thrusts out of 5.
Leprechaun 3 is a classic to me. It's the first one that steps out of the realm of beginning to be more crazy and more comedic, and it's just a fun time. Warwick Davis reprises his role and he nails it. We had a lot of cool characters in this film, a lot of cool deaths in this film, a little bit of nudity, though what I didn't like was the final showdown. I felt it was a wasted opportunity for something that was built up throughout the entire film. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 4 human slot machines out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on Leprechaun 3 if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, there are links in the description where you can find it. And Saturday, we have Leprechaun 4 coming up to finish off the franchise. Oh, also subscribe to the channel, stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond. I'm trying to talk really fast because we only have 20 seconds for this end card thing.